Hello, good evening, and welcome to another session of story reading. This story tonight, is titled The Thief, and it is from the same book, Collected Short Stories by Ruskin Bond. So here goes The Thief. I was still a thief when I met Arun, and though I was only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Arun was watching the wrestlers when I approached him. He was about 20, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked kind and simple enough for my purpose. I hadn't had much luck of late and thought I might be able to get into this young person's confidence. He seemed quite fascinated by the wrestling. Two well-oiled men slid about in the soft mud, grunting and slapping their thighs. When I drew Arun into conversation, he didn't seem to realize I was a stranger. "You look like a wrestler yourself," I said. "So do you," he replied, which put me out of my stride for a moment, because at the time I was rather thin and bony and not very impressive physically. "Yes, I wrestle sometimes," I said. "What's your name?" "Deepak," I replied. I lied. Deepak was about my fifth name. I had earlier called myself Ranbir, Sudhir, Trilok, and Surinder. After this preliminary exchange, Arun confined himself to comments on the match, and I didn't have much to say. After a while, he walked away from the crowd of spectators. I followed him. "Hello," I said. "Enjoying yourself?" I gave him my most appealing smile. "I want to work for you," I said. He didn't stop walking. "And what makes you think I want someone to work for me?" he asked. "Well," I said, "I've been wandering about all day looking for the best person to work for. When I saw you, I knew that no one else had a chance." "You flatter me," he said. "That's all right," I said, "but you can't work for me." "Why not?" I asked. "Because I can't pay you." I thought that over a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. "Can you feed me?" I asked. "Can you cook?" he countered. "I can cook," I lied. "If you can cook, I will feed you," he said. He took me to his room and told me I could sleep on the veranda. But I was nearly back on the street that night. The meal I cooked must have been pretty awful, because Arun gave it to the neighbor's cat and told me to be off. But I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and then he couldn't help laughing. He sat down on the bed and laughed for a full 5 minutes, and later patted me on the head and said, "Never mind, he'd teach me to cook in the morning." Not only did he teach me to cook, but he taught me to write my name and his, and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and add money on paper when you didn't have any in your pocket. It was quite pleasant working for Arun. I made the tea in the morning and later went out shopping. I would take my time buying the day's supplies and make a profit of about 25 paise a day. I would tell Arun that rice was 56 paise a pound. Generally, it was, but I would get it at 50 paise a pound.